Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I've got a book haul because I recently acquired quite a few books, not a ton but quite a few for me. I was out of the country for 2 months and so I came back to quite a few packages and I've got things to show you. I also just spent like 30 minutes trying to clear out my storage. I fear I might need to actually get a camera because filming on my phone is so annoying because I'm always running out of storage, and also I can never freaking like edit them because I have to edit on my iPad. My iPad has 30 gigabytes of storage and it's always a whole ordeal, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, so yeah, I've got books. Let's get into it. First thing I wanted to show you guys, the Dune. I bought, I guess, the first 3 books. I was gonna say Dune trilogy, but there's 6 books. But yeah, I got 3 Dune books, first, second, and third. Because this was only $16 on Amazon, and I was like, kind of a steal, you know? So I actually watched the first Dune movie really recently, just before I saw the second movie, and I fell in love with the movie. I needed to see Dune 2 the day after, literally the day after I saw Dune 2. Obsessed, still obsessed to this day, so much so that I had to buy the books. So yeah, I loved the pacing of the first book. I know a lot of people were like complaining that they were super bored, that it was just so slow, they fell asleep, and that was not at all how I felt about the movies, especially the first one. The second one was almost like too fast-paced for me. I just love the pacing of the first one. I could have literally watched like 7 more hours of that film. I think it was like a 3-hour film. I swear to you, I could have watched like a 10-hour film. I didn't check my phone once during the entire movie, which is rare. When I'm at home watching a movie at home, sometimes I like pause it, go do something, or I check my phone, or I get bored, but no. So obsessed, understatement of the year. So I got I wanted especially the first book. The first book is this one, and I just love these mass. These are like the mass paperbacks, I think, and I just love always how like small they are. They're super fat, but they're super small. And I just love the smell of these. Oh, so good. So yeah, this is the first book. Chunky motherfucker. The cast is in the back. How many pages? 800? 823 pages. Goodness gracious, this is gonna take a while. I also have to read Fire and Blood before the second season of House of the Dragons comes out, which I'll make a video. I was debating making a video of like reading the entire Game of Thrones, but I don't think I'm going to get to all of them, and that's gonna take me maybe like a month to get through all of them, and I want to read books in between. So I think I'm just gonna make a video on Fire and Blood, and then I'll make a video on the other Game of Thrones books. Anyways, Dune video will be coming at some point. I'm not in a really big rush since the next movies don't come out in a while, and I've already watched the movies. So yeah, and then this is Dune Messiah, the second book, which is very skinny compared to the first one. I really like these covers. And then Children of Dune, third one. I will be getting 4, 5, and 6, but since I'm obviously not reading these right now, I didn't need 4, 5, and 6 right now, but I will be getting them, and they're widely available. I saw them at Strand bookstore. They had them. So yeah, I also love like having entire series because they always look so good together. So yeah, this one's probably the most exciting out of everything I got. I don't know, I'm just so excited. I've been really into getting to these like fantasy, sci-fi, huge series. I've been really wanting to get into Brandon Sanderson, and I have to read like Game of Thrones and this, and so I'm really loving it. So speaking of fantasy, actually, I purchased this book. This is the first book of the Farseal trilogy by Robin Hobb. Also, I'm gonna say that I don't think I'm going to, well, I mean, you would have already watched all of this, but I don't think I'm gonna be flipping mirroring the screen, so you will be seeing all the books like this way, and I apologize. I look so much better when I'm not inverted. I'm gonna start off with this Farseal trilogy and then read other Robin Hobb books. I did actually purchase the second one, but the problem is they gave me, I bought this off of eBay, and they gave me the second one was like a old cover, and even though I bought this cover, they gave me another cover, so I'm returning that one. I know I'm being picky and all that, but at the same time, like, I'm not super pressed, like, I guess pressed for time, but I don't need the second book like right now, so I'm just gonna look for the second book in this cover. I want all the covers to match. Another one that I was gonna return, well, I technically did return. This I also got from eBay, and this is Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway. And so I bought this hoping it was gonna be the Penguin Modern Classics cover, because I already have Giovanni's Room in that, and I'm trying to like build that collection kind of. And so I ordered this one because the listing photo had that cover, but then I got this one, and so I was very sad. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna return it. I return it, and then the like people on eBay are like, oh, you don't actually have to physically return the book, we'll just refund you. So I guess I have this copy of Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway for free now. So very nice people on eBay. eBay sellers are very nice. Next, I got Sula by Toni Morrison, another author. I'm trying to collect more of her books. I read The Bluest Eye. I don't have a copy of The Bluest Eye, but yeah, wanting to read more of her books. Funny thing about this copy is literally, this person who I guess donated the book or whatever annotated on every single page. So every single page, there's annotations error. Like, I'm literally gonna flip to the next page, more annotations, literally ever. And these are in pencil, but at some point she literally starts writing in pen. It's just really interesting little annotations, but that's kind of funny. Like, I have no idea who this person is. I think I'm gonna probably enjoy the annotations in this book more than no, I don't know, but I am kind of bothered that she didn't stick to writing in pencil, because like, why do you have to write in pen? Look at this one, it's like, what? And the other one's like, what do they do all day? And then the other one's like, strange relationship. And then, why so violent? Anyways, yeah, this person is very funny. She or he kind of ate that one thing. Next book, The Enchanted April by Elizabeth von Arnim. This is a really big book. Like, I mean, look at it compared to Sula, and Sula is like a tall book. If you compare it towards my Robin Hobb book, which, I mean, to be fair, it's like a small paperback, but I don't really care about the cover that much, but it's a big book. It's also very skinny and very floppy, but look at how small this writing is. Like, maybe this is normal size, but I feel like it's not. Like, I feel like it's very small. I feel like this is very small, no? I don't know. It reminds me of when I read on my iPad and I have it on like the smallest setting. But I'm very excited to read this book. Honestly, I haven't even been giving you guys any summaries of anything. But let's just start with this one. This is about, I think, like a group of women. I think they might be divorced or just like having problems with their husbands, their lovers, whatever. They go to Italy. They go to like a specific place in Italy. Oh, fun fact, apparently after this book was released, so many people went and visited that place in Italy. It like basically sparked huge amounts of tourism. And so then they kind of just like are having some girly, womanly things, and they're like annoyed with their husbands, and they're just like gossiping in the springtime in Italy. And I was like, perfect spring book. So that was purchased. Another gossipy book, The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. This is one of the Penguin Classics vibes. Paper is a little more yellow. I don't mind. So yeah, this is Edith Wharton, The Age of Innocence. I'm pretty sure this one is actually set in New York City in like the early 1900s or maybe very late 1800s. Like, it could be around 1890. I think it's the age of it's called The Age of Innocence, but I think it's during the time, like the progressive era, end of the 1800s and early 1900s. And it's basically like a bunch of rich people in New York who are like having problems. I'm pretty sure. So obviously I was like, because I'm born and raised in New York, I'm like living in New York, love New York. Also love reading about like rich people and their problems. Combination, we've got this book. So I feel like I'm gonna make a video actually about this book, maybe another like springy book. Maybe I'll actually like throw in this Virginia Woolf book. I don't know, I've heard many good things about this. Oh, actually, there's a back. When the Countess Ellen Oleska returns from Europe, fleeing her British husband, I was like, fair enough, escaping the Brits. Her rebellious independence and passionate awareness of life stir the educated sensitivity of Newland Archer, already engaged to be married to the Countess's cousin, May Welland, a terrifying product of the social system he belonged to and believed in, the young girl who knew nothing and expected everything. As a consequence, a drama unfolds. Edith Wharton's sharp, ironic wit and Jameson's mastery of form create a disturbingly accurate picture of men and women caught in a society that denies humanity while desperately defending civilization. A little bit different than what I remember, but I still think it's gonna be a vibe. Moving on. Next, I became obsessed with something. Yeah. Okay, so these are the New York Review books. I keep forgetting the name, but it's like kind of written down here. New York Review books, and this is just like, what do they call them? Like, I guess a collection? I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like the covers. They look like this, and they're cute because they have like the background thing and then the box. You get what I mean? So yeah, I don't know why I became obsessed with these, but I became obsessed with these. Probably doesn't help that the word New York Review book is like the name of the collection. Because anything related to New York, I'm like, oh, bye. I'm like New York's biggest fangirl. Anyways, so yeah, this is the first one, and I bought this on eBay, and not the collection. The condition is fantastic. Like, I'm actually just looking at this again, and this is it's in fantastic condition. I swear, I feel like I'm losing nails, but I'm not. Okay. So yeah, this is To Each His Own by Leonardo Chiascia. To be honest, all of them, I don't really know what they're about. I did at the time that I was purchasing this. I was like, oh, sounds good. Let me add to cart. But now, it's been a couple weeks, and I kind of forget. Okay, so this is very interesting. Let me read the little excerpt. I'll also put it on the screen, but this letter is your death sentence. To avenge what you have done, you will die. But what has man of the pharmacist done? Nothing that you can think of. He takes the letter for a joke. The next day, he and his hunting companion are both dead. The police investigation is inconclusive. However, I don't know why I was pronouncing that. However, Professor Lorena, a modest high school teacher with a literary bent, has noticed a clue that he believes will allow him to trace the killer. Patiently, methodically, Lorena begins to entangle a web of erotic intrigue and political calculation, but the results of his amateur sleuthing are unexpected and tragic. To Each His Own is one of the masterworks of the great Sicilian novelist Leonardo Chiascia, a gripping and unconventional detective story that is also a brilliant anatomy of a society founded on secrets, lies, collusion, and violence. I'm like rereading the back, and I'm like, this sounds so good. I'm quite literally a genius for having purchased this. This mystery, I guess a thriller. I don't know how, like, what falls under a thriller category, but I mean, people die. It's not very thrilling though. I don't know. Okay, which is a chunky mother. From eBay as well. I keep forgetting, but I'll probably have put it on the screen where I got each book from, but most of these are from eBay because I'm a budget queen. I will stick on a budget. Great condition as well, except for the spine. This spine has been cracked like no other. This spine was constantly getting cracked, like to the point where I'm convinced it's gonna fall apart, but whatever. This is The Fortunes of War, the Balkan Trilogy by Olivia Manning. I genuinely had no idea this book was so humongous. I opened it up and I was like, whoa. This is gonna take me all summer to read, basically. I gotta be honest, since I was young, let's say like 10 years old, I've had I don't want to say fascination with World War II because that's like not correct to say, but I've been interested in reading World War II books, and so I've just always been reading World War II books. And when I saw this, I saw that it was like the New York, what's it called again? New York Review book cover, and that it was like the World War II, and that it was like $4. I was like, oh, in the basket it goes. So the Balkan Trilogy is the story of a marriage and of a war, a vast, teeming, and complex masterpiece in which Olivia Manning brings the uncertainty and adventure of civilian existence under political and military siege to vibrant life. Manning's focus is not the battlefields, but the cafe and kitchen, the bedroom and street, the fabric of the everyday world that has been irrevocably changed by war yet remains unchanged. At the heart of the trilogy are the newlyweds Guy and Harriet Pringle, who arrive in Bucharest, the so-called Paris of the East, in the fall of 1939, just weeks after the German invasion of Poland. Guy, an Englishman teaching at the university, is as wantonly gregarious as his wife is introverted, and Harriet is shocked to discover that she must share her adored husband with a wide circle of friends and acquaintances. Other surprises follow. Romania joins the Axis, and before long, German soldiers overrun the capital. The Pringles flee south to Greece, part of a group of refugees made up of white Russians, journalists, con artists, and dignitaries. In Athens, however, the couple will face a new challenge of their own, as great in its way as the still expanding theater of war. So this is basically the ideal book. I get to read about World War II and its consequences, and also see a couple and their relationship fall apart. Drama, war, 900-page book. Okay, why is the last chapter named The Funeral? Okay, I'm gonna close that up right now. I have a tendency to read the last chapter of the book before I start the book. I do know why. It's because I have crippling anxiety, but I need to stop doing that. Anyways, and then I went to Strand Bookstore, which is the humongous and probably the best bookstore in all of New York City. If you're in New York City ever, go to Strand Bookstore. It's quite literally a command. You cannot not go to you cannot go to New York City and not go to Strand Bookstore. Anyways, the point is, just go to Strand Bookstore. So at Strand Bookstore, I found more New York Times review books. I'm actually gonna put some photos up here of the books I saw, because there are a lot more New York Times review books, which I mean makes sense since we're in New York, but I was not at all expecting to see them there. So I kind of went insane. I kind of read the backs of every single book that was available, and then I chose these two, which actually price-wise, $8.95, $9.95. So both of these under $10, which I feel is kind of a steal for a book in this day and age. This day and age, like, I feel like every book is like $18 minimum. So this one right here, cute, very nice. It has a very like soft cover, which the other ones don't, but okay. Journey by Moonlight by Antal Zerb. This is a cute cover. This one's set in Italy as well. I feel like there's a trend. There's like an Italian trend, which makes sense. I went to Italy and I loved Italy. Okay, so this one is The Trouble Begins in Venice, the first stop on Ursi and Michali's honeymoon tour of Italy. I read that so fucking badly. Anyways, okay, so newlywed, they're going to Italy, Venice is the first stop. Okay, here Ursi discovers that her new husband prefers wandering back alleys on his own to her company. The trouble picks up in Ravenna, where a hostile man zooms up on a motorcycle as a couple are sitting at an outdoor cafe. Is Janos, someone Mihalai hasn't seen for years, and he wants Mihalai to come with him in search of Irvin, their childhood friend. The trouble comes to a head when Mihalai misses the train he and Ursi are due to take to Rome. Off he goes across Italy, wandering from city to city, haunted and accosted by a strange array of figures from the troubled youth that he thought he had left behind. There are the charismatic siblings, Eva and Tamas, whose bizarre amateur theatricals linked sex and death forever in his mind. Irvin, a Jew-turned-Catholic monk, who was his rival for Eva's love, and again that ruffian on the motorcycle. Antal Zerb's dreamlike adventures like Bulka Voice, The Master and Margarita, which I've been wanting to read The Masters and Margarita so bad, and at Strand Bookstore actually I saw the most beautiful cover of this book. Picture right here. I need that book so bad. I mean, it was like $20, which it's not like breaking the bank, but it's kind of breaking the bank, if you know what I mean. But anyways, I saw that in the back and I was like, oh, period, I need to buy this. Anyways, now that I'm reading this book, this is crazy. So many fucking things happen. First of all, a Jew turned into a Catholic monk. What the fuck happened in his life for that to happen? Not only did he become Christian or Catholic, no, he became a fucking monk. Like, something happened there. He literally abandoned his new wife. Mihalai literally abandoned his new fucking wife. This is also mid-1930s Europe. Crazy time. Literally everyone's fucking broke in Europe at that time. So it's gonna be a delightful read. Abigail by Magda Szabo, which I swear I know this author, but it was translated. So where's it translated from? Translated from the Hungarian. Very nice cover. She's eating. Okay, so this is the story of a headstrong teenager growing up during World War II. Once again, World War II. You know what I just said. It's the most beloved of Magda Szabo's books in her native Hungary. What just happened with my phone quality? What the fuck? Okay, it turns out my phone is just dying. Anyways, back to this book. Gina is the only child of a general, a widower, who has long been happy to spoil his bright and willful daughter. Gina is devastated when the general tells her that he will be sending her to boarding school in the country. She's even more aghast at the grim religious institution to which she soon finds herself consigned. She fights with her fellow students, rebels against her teachers, is completely ostracized, and finally runs away. Caught and brought back, Gina can only entrust her fate to the legendary Abigail, as the classical statue of a woman with an urn that stands on the school's grounds has come to be called. As if you're in trouble, it's said, leave a message for Abigail and help will be on the way. And for Gina, who is in much deeper trouble than she could possibly suspect, a life-changing adventure is only beginning. There is something of Jane Austen in the story of the deceptiveness of appearances. Fans of J.K. Rowling are sure to enjoy Zabel's picture of irreverent students, eccentric teachers, and boarding school life. Above all, however, Abigail is a thrilling tale of suspense. I actually end up doing that video of these 3 books. Let me know if you're interested. And then the last book, which I mean technically isn't really part of this haul, but I got quite a few months ago, but I just never showed, is You Dreamed of Empires. And my dad actually just randomly bought this for me off of Amazon one day, so shout out Zad. But yeah, here is the book. Very skinny book, and this is a retelling of the conquest of Tenochtitlan, present-day Mexico City, and it's basically kind of a reimagine what if they hadn't succeeded, what if the Spanish hadn't succeeded in conquering the Aztec Empire. So 13 books, not too many, but quite a few. Honestly, I'm gonna go probably more book shopping later, but not really, because I'm only really into my used book. Oh my god. Here are all the books. I thought for a second that I messed one book up, but I didn't. Okay, so that's the end of the video. Bye guys. I'm literally gonna put all these books away, and I'm gonna finish Bridgerton because I'm kind of almost done. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe down below, and leave a comment, please. No, just leave a comment if you guys want a reading vlog of any of these books. I'm definitely gonna do one for Dune. Probably gonna do one for this. I mean, I have videos planned, but if you guys aren't interested, let me know. I don't know. Anyways, that's that. Bye.